Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting out today with the AMX M4 45 here. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. If you'd like to, please request some tanks for me to play. I'll gladly get to some of them. I'm going to try to, right now the AMX 50B's still on track for a few more days. I'm going to try to get a few more matches in this tank today than I have been doing in the past few streams. But nice to see you guys that are here already. Gabby, it's 8 a.m. here as far as in the US on the East Coast. But hello, William, Gabby, Victor, Randall, Bobo, Floyd, and I think that's it. I always try to say hi to everybody. But like usual, going to be doing viewer tank requests and mixing in some grinds along the way. All right. Let's say I released a couple videos of the Object 257 yesterday. Didn't get as many as I would like out. I feel a little bit better right now, but I think it was like a headache, and I was doing a lot of cleaning yesterday, maybe like something from that, but I was like knocked out for like probably 3/4 of the day. Like couldn't even like focus and felt nauseous all day. So hopefully I can get a few things done after the stream today, because I'd like to get a couple videos out of some other tanks in 9.22. A little bit troublesome that our team is not pushing anywhere. Yep, and I went a little bit too far there and got hit by a Scorpion G. I don't know why I'm surprised. We don't even have anybody on this corner, and our IS-3 is pushing in by himself. It'll be interesting. At least a few other people are starting to push up. Awesome. Just fired. I bounced. A T-29 coming on in. Size 3, it's too risky for me to push out there, to be honest. I'm gonna try my best against him, but he's still gonna get quite a bit of damage on me. Trying my best not to miss, because the aiming time on this tank is god awful. And of course that's just what I did there. Ah, Lord. I should still be able to kill him, but yeah. The aiming time on this tank is... it's atrocious. It's like I get the ARL 44 having some pretty bad aim time, given it's got a really good gun for its tier. The AMX M445, I don't know why they have the aiming time so bad, especially for the 90mm, the one that I was using here. Oh well though, that kind of went the way it looked like it was gonna go. We still have, some people back here, but basically pushing out a little too far, and then they just all pushed at once and took us out there. Did 1100 damage, but it is what it is. I messed up my tank quest list here. I gotta fix that really quick. That's better. Accidentally reset the font on it. I'm gonna get into one more grind before the next thing, which the TVP. I got a couple matches in really early yesterday. I swapped to the top turret and the top gun. I actually like this better, or at least I think I like it better right now. Hello, Kona, MW. Gabby, I don't know what you mean by which tier 6 Swedish, but please use the request command that you see other people using. I'm glad you like that, Randall. I should have pretty much everything should be on there as far as all the tanks go. Some of the lower tier ones, you know, I added all of those in. You know, some of those I don't have like equipment and stuff on them, but I still can play them. I do have, I think I have crews for like almost every tank on there now with the most recent crew sale. Hello, Latif. Yeah, I went through and, you know, made it a little bit easier to read, and also it's easier now for me to edit it a little bit since I can find stuff easier. But yeah, I swapped to the top gun on the TVP, TVU, and the top turret to where I gain a little bit of view range, a little bit of HP, but you know, the gun hits harder. More or less, I swapped to this because no matter what you do with the TVP, TVU, it's never going to be like best in its class for anything. So I figured I might as well put a better gun that, you know, hits a little bit harder with it, even though it's god awful inaccurate. You know, so at least it has it's 320 damage, I believe. Yes. Gun on it, so it has something going for it. It's not much, but you know, it's something. But you do, you know, gun depression is pretty terrible with the top gun and the turret on it compared to the 8.8 centimeter and the stock turret that I was using prior. This is not looking good because our team is definitely awesome. You know, we have an E25 that pushed across, but I don't know why an E25 would want to go push across the map onto, you know, where the enemies are. You lose all your camouflage bonus. Thanks for tipping, Levi. Victor. Hello, Scud. Hopefully, though, they can deal some damage in the south. It's just, I'm not going out there given the lack of armor and the size of this thing. I don't know why he's pinging him. Like, can't be the first time he's played this map to where... I'll make my way up here. Probably is not gonna be too great if we run into a lot of stuff, but that is one thing. Like, I carry 20 APCR right now with this setup. You kind of need it, you know, 188 millimeters of pen. It's workable, but given the accuracy and literally like no turret armor or anything, you kind of need 235, which, you know, still isn't like stellar for a tier 8, but yeah, especially like right now being top tier helps, but when you're up against like 9s and 10s, it can be pretty brutal trying to pen things in this thing. I can swap back to AP. That worked out. They didn't put any high tier tanks up here. That doesn't mean I'm safe. One already hit, like, especially from that S51 could wreck me. I'm keeping an eye on that super Pershing. This IS-3 APCR will help a little bit with him. I know I'm gonna get hit anyway, but I bounced. Fortunately, our TD behind us looks like he is... Looked like he was falling back. Alright, I might as well go plink this super Pershing a bit here. Ah, crap, this little... I actually hit escape one too many times there. That little frickin' MT-25. Trying not to get hit through this gap. I'm definitely exposing myself a little bit, but here comes their T-29 down here. Hello, Josh and Leonard. But, you know, so far, I wouldn't say the 105 is like completely better than using the stock turret and smaller gun, but it does have noticeable benefits, especially, you know, given the accuracy woes, you do need, you know, a little bit of premium rounds to go with it, or else you're not really going to be able to pen much. But, you know, it does make the grind bearable, I would say, so far into this. I don't want to, like, sound too confident, only because, you know, this is like my third battle with the large gun. I am worried about the tanks to my left here, where we have plenty of tanks that can push into that one IS-3. Because I don't think... No, I'm not going to be able to pen that, even with an APCR round. I don't know why he's saying that we're a loser team. We're actually up by 4 tanks. They might have somebody near our flag, but you know, we're still not that far behind. I'm not worried about the cap right now because I could still easily push back if I need to. I don't think this IS-6 has enough view range to actually spot me. Not that I have enough penetration to go through him, so I'm gonna load up HE here. Hello, Cut and Chris. I guessed wrong. I use accelerated crew training, yes. I just do not use it on, you know, of course tanks I'm grinding, because you can't. And I leave it unchecked on my, I think just my tier 10s. That way I do accrue some, but pretty much every other tank I have it checked off. It's just, you know, with the amount of tanks I have, it's not like, you know, I do grind, like right now I'm grinding 4 different lines for the most part, but, you know, the majority of the time that I play, like 95+% of the time, is during the streams here. You notice the amount of times I grind, it's probably only like 5–10% of my matches at most. So the amount of matches that I'm playing in tanks that, you know, might not have accelerated crew training on and whatnot is pretty high. So it doesn't bother me. It's just I actually don't want APCR, but I'm kind of afraid that if I swap off of this, then T-25-2 or something was going to pop up. I'm going to try to get him. He might be back here. Nah, he's further up. They're going to kill him. But at least the FV's over this way. I might get one more shot in. Yeah. Or at least I shouldn't get another shot in here. Yeah. Oh well, pretty decent match though. Almost 2200 damage. Definitely above what I was expecting to get with the other gun. T10 heavy, so you just mean, yeah, the tier 9 T10, I believe. Alright, so we have a Confederate award, top 3 damage. That's not bad at all. I lost some credits though because I was shooting a bit of APCR. Did you message me? Did you message me, Will? Doesn't say that you're on, but it popped up here and said that there's a message and nothing showed up. Alright, so let me tip Levi here. Hello, Zahario? And Cucumber and Fix-It Man. Oh god. Come on, Levi. He was like facing as far away as possible there. So let me get into the T25-2 here. But yes, the TVP TVU, it's not a very good tank by any means. He hears a school bus outside. But I think definitely playing with that 105 and the top turret. It does have trade backs, but so far I do think that is the better setup, at least for me. But pretty much, you know, you're at a disadvantage with any kind of setup you're using. That's how I initially had it set up, was with the 8.8 and the stock turret. I liked it, but you know, I felt a lot of times, you know, granted the extra gun depression helps, but a lot of times you're playing so far away because the tank doesn't have any armor at all that it's kind of like a moot point. Alright, so up after this I have the Lorraine 40T. Get me a little bit of credits. I think I'm at like 6.5 million. I bought, basically this last sale this weekend, I think I bought something like 50 tanks almost. I'll try to scoot through here since I got a good spawn spot. I need to earn another, I should be able to get it, given the 50% boosters I have. I think like 2 million. I might use some of this free XP I have, only because 30% off a tier 8, 9, and 10 it's really good. You can't beat it with the on-track sales. I might just get the 50B outright, since you know I'll save I forget how much how many credits. It was like 4 million credits or something I'd save. I'm waiting. I know that there's a tank right on my right, but I'm waiting for at least one other guy here to make it worthwhile. Yeah, never mind. I should have taken a shot when I had a chance. There is one SPG I have to keep an eye on. I'm trying to get myself out this way before their heavies come up, but I also have to note that we don't have much to kind of stop their heavy tanks. Let's see if their VK pops out here. But the E2 against the Chivri, he can hurt the Chivri. It's just I don't want to have to rely on him holding a Chivri back. But I'll take a stab at this guy because I can two-shot him. Guess I need to definitely keep an eye on the heavy tanks here. And yep, I got whacked by Artie, plus whacked by the KV-122. So yeah, it wasn't worth it. I took my little chance and it didn't pay off there. Really hoping though, they should have been able to hit him there. I don't know what they're doing behind me, but they should have been able to hit the KV. Because my problem is if he doesn't move, he's fully aimed in. Well, he or she. But there we go. It stinks they got the shot on the other T25 too, but moving into a tank fully aimed in when it can kill you is not too bright. Be very nice though if, you know, the tanks behind us, the heavy tank number 6 and the VK, they're not taking that many shots in the grand scheme of things there. I'm dead here. Oh well. 1300 damage, but definitely didn't conserve my HP very well. It's just frustrating though, like we have an OI driving into the center. Doesn't make too much sense. and the two guys behind us, like, they just pushed out now, but a little bit too late for that. The rest of your tanks out here are dead. But oh well, I still did a good amount of damage, but trying to play that a little bit more aggressive given that I was top tier. So Lorraine 40T coming up next here. Go. I'm pretty sure I did, William. Let's see. I can just double check really quick here. Yes, the one that you're on, pretty sure, the one that you commented on the stream a few minutes ago, you should have all the coins on there. The one with the 1 instead of the exclamation point. So it should be showing up as like 54,000, somewhere around there. No problem. Yeah, like the KV-122, it's not that great of a tank, but it does hit hard when your tank doesn't really have that much armor, so I shouldn't have let him hit me, but he popped out at the right time. I was just a little bit confused that, you know, the two tanks behind me didn't get shots on him to take him out. No problem. As I say, hopefully the 3 Object 257 videos I made, I did 3 because, yeah, I wanted to cover like all the talking points that people have been bringing up. It's definitely enough Object 257 for me for a while. Wargaming has not officially, but kind of like informally stated on the Russian server somewhere that they are basically going to rebalance the Object 257 to some extent. They didn't exactly say what, but they basically informally said, like, you know, we hear you. And it seems like, you know, looking at, because the Object 257 was basically in the client as a tier 10 tank. It was going to be probably like a Clan War reward tank before they decided to put it in the tech tree here. Moving it down to tier 9, they basically didn't really touch the armor at all, which is, you know, the problem that we're having here. Because as a tier 10, you know, it could kind of be balanced. It would still be very annoying to deal with, but not having to face, you know, tier 7s would definitely make it a little bit more fair. But basically they, you know, not did a whoopsie, but, you know, they basically just moved it down a tier without properly taking into account the armor on the side. But, you know, more or less, it is a test server. You know, Wargaming doesn't always change tanks that much, you know, going from test to live. Kind of banking on, yep, they fired. But, you know, they have in the past done some pretty drastic changes between test and live. Ah, crap, there's a Strevis one back there. I don't know why I pushed up now. It's just, you know, this tank isn't very compact. This is going to be a pretty bad match on my part. Especially because we're losing tanks behind where I'm pointing at here. And I guess hope that his object stays alive, but it doesn't look too good for us here. Yeah, they're coming in for the proverbial kill. I can't even take anybody out here. Oh well. That's what I get for overextending. But thanks for tipping Levi, William. We have overlay change to retro here. It seems to be the favorite. Yeah, I think it's what, tomorrow? Hey, here you go. I think it's tomorrow when the AMX ELC is supposed to come out, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it is tomorrow. Or not the AMX ELC, the ELC even 90. Excuse me there. Alright, so I have the RU251 up next. I'm at 120,000 experience out of 298. Slowly but surely chipping away at that number. But yeah, I still need to make videos for the Object 705, the Tier 9, ISM, the Tier 8. They also rebalanced. Finally, the AMX 40 is in HD, but they rebalanced the T54 first prototype a little bit. Basically, gave it more mobility. So anyone who has that tank, it's going to get a little bit of a buff. Yeah, they moved the Object 40 down a tier, which, you know, playing it, it definitely is handicapped with penetration against super heavy tanks, but it felt pretty nice. But I think one thing, like, I am going to make a video about kind of like power creep in a way. I'm still kind of bouncing ideas about how to actually do it, though. I tried to, you know, I'm screwed regardless with this guy. I tried to ruin his day and it didn't work. I probably could have kept running away, but we got him potentially to run. Yep, he ran off of there. Well, I'll pop back into the RU251. I don't know why I keep going to the hill, because I always do stupid stuff like that. But I think one thing that is being overlooked with this patch, so I'll hop into the IKV65. Let's get into this guy here, but I'll get back to the RU. But is the Object 268 version 4, you know, Wargaming's kind of cramming it in at tier 10, where honestly it would have worked better at tier 9 if they had just fixed the 263 a little bit to how they wanted it, because they've had to buff the armor so much on the Object 268 version 4, the new tier 10 tank destroyer. That tank, honestly, like, it doesn't have armor broken like the Object 257 in a way that, you know, you can't track it and damage it, you know, the auto bounce angles across most of the side. However, the frontal armor on that thing is pretty ridiculous. The only way to penetrate it, if you're in a tier 9 or a tier 8 tank, is to fire gold at the front, because the weakest area is 255 millimeters effective armor, and that's just on a really small spot in the cupola. So I think that tank's being overlooked a little bit, because that's a little bit nuts as far as the armor goes. Yes, you will get the 430 if you have it in your garage, yeah. Whoops. Alright, I need to I'm gonna take a look at the chat in a minute, because I'm distracting myself a little bit too much. Let me just get to where I want to get first. My head's still a little bit like woozy, as far as, like, I'm not nauseous as much as yesterday, because I was feeling really bad yesterday. I couldn't even, like, get up out from under, like, my little cocoon. I'm just waiting to see where my team actually heads, because right now they're taking a while. I don't want to push out too far. Yeah, I'm definitely not 100% here. I think I would rather try to help out over here, but we have like the slowest of slow tanks on our team. That's not good. We lost that guy. I don't have a shot there. It's just, I guess I should have just stayed in the one line to get shots kind of early. But yeah, I'm not even able to get hits there. Just, I don't dislike Cliff. It's just when teams are playing like this, to where if you're in like a tank destroyer, no armor, it's like you don't really have anywhere to really go. Like, I'm gonna try to get up here with the 131, but it could backfire pretty quickly on me. Luckily there's no SPGs. Oh, P's gone. Didn't have to help there. It's just I wanted to help out, over an 8-9 line, but basically with that, the problem I have is by the time our tanks actually got over there, I was basically not going to be able to shoot without being spotted. Oops, I went a little bit too far there. Yeah, and I missed my shot. I might be able to get one more hit here. Come on, come on, don't backfire. No, I bounced. It's partly my fault, but I aimed a little bit too high there. It just stinks because he's gonna be a lot more difficult to get out now. Awesome. Improved equipment. I haven't bought any. That's how, granted bonds right now you can get a lot of them through this event that's going on. Somebody kind of calculated it. You should, if you play, it's granted if you play every day, you have to win, what, 15 battles and get a certain amount of experience. You should be able to get at least like 6,000 or 7,000 bonds through this event that's going on the NA server. I don't know about other servers, but I would go with something like optics or what, a rammer, stuff like that. Basically something that affects your view range or your gun reload. The view range on this is god awful, which even though it's got camouflage, I don't think it's gonna make up with how bad the view range is on this. I don't think our team's gonna be able to come back though. Ah, of course I hit the gun. How lovely. Trying to get him to think that was him, but I could be completely wrong there. Yeah, here comes I might regret doing this. It's just I know I'm going to die anyway. But yeah, the other IKV got me. Just trying to make the best out of a crappy situation. It's just most of our team was here. It's just we never pushed. So I'm not going to be pushing down that line with my little TD. Oh well. Oh god, I'm getting a lot of something on my phone here. That's never good. Hello, Spanky. Nice to see you. And Paulus. As far as full, people shooting full gold, It's part of the game. It sucks, but you know, like I plan on making, I just talked about it a minute ago, like a video about it, power creep, but more importantly armor creep in a way. I just had to respond. This is Ryan. You know, at higher tiers, basically they keep putting in more and more tanks or rebalancing tanks to where premium rounds are kind of a necessity to use against them. Especially in the next patch, there's going to be a lot more tanks that you're going to need premium rounds against. It's a little bit unfortunate, but you know, if they rebalance every tank with that in mind, fine, you can get behind it. But from a balance standpoint, you know, I don't blame people for shooting a lot of premium rounds. You know, it stinks when you're in a tank with a lot of armor, but I get why. I would say the crappiest part of it is when you're in a tank, take like, say like the T110E5 or T110E4, IS4, tanks like that, to where you still have, like, your armor's good, but you know, there's weak spots people can penetrate you without premium. But with a lot of people running around with, you know, full premium loadouts, or, you know, very heavily weighted towards that, you know, your armor is virtually, it feels like a medium tank sometimes. That's what hurts the most. And primarily, ooh, I screwed that up, obviously. I did not want to go as far as I did over there. Yeah. Oh well, that's what I get for talking and driving. But yeah, I think after this I have 2 tanks with no armor coming up. I think I'm going to be popping into a heavy before then. But which, Paulus, I read both YouTube and Twitch chat. You don't have to ask on both. I just responded to you over on, you know, YouTube. But hello, Palladium. You can request, you know, I take requests. It's just exclamation point request and a tank name. Most people will go with the Object 140. I like the T62A, but I just kind of, you know, I like the T62A for whatever reason. But the 140, it is the better tank, statistically. Alright, there's something very large outside my house, if you hear that rumbling. But yeah, I did not want to lose all my HP, like I did there. Oh well. Pretty sure that there is a street sweeper outside my house from the sound of it. It's actually extremely annoying here. Gotta turn my volume off up. Oh god, I don't have the gun depression to deal with that. Yeah, I need to get myself into something with a little bit of armor here after this match, just to kind of slow myself down before I get into the next 2 tanks. Unfortunately though, like, you know, I kind of wish my teams would give me a little bit of help here as far as like carry me. I missed that shot stupidly, but yeah, I'm lagging a little bit behind. Not like lag as far as internet connection, I mean like mentally right here for light tanks right now. Yes, it does sound like an earthquake. I can almost guarantee it's a street sweeper. They just picked up like all of our leaves and branches here. You know, it's only like January. Took them forever, but that's why, you know, I can almost guarantee that's what it is. So you guys get a little bit of ambiance in the background. really hoping that Artie spares me here. I shouldn't be shooting heat now. Mainly, I loaded out heat for this VK if he started pointing his armor towards me. Part of the problem with the RU is it's so like squished that sometimes shooting over little inclines like this is pretty difficult. Pretty sure you shot me earlier, 5120. I'm getting revenge. Albeit very, very delayed revenge. If only I was in a taller tank. Yeah, T10 got me. I was trying to hit the VK, but I did have a sliver of my tank out there. Oh well. T110E3 for a challenge, William? Sure thing. But yeah, I definitely screwed that up. Let me... I can do either or leg. I only do one request per person at a time. I have the T10 up there, World of Pools, T54E1. Get to that. Alright, so let me get into the... I'll just do the T110E3 challenge now before I get to the Sheridan and the Bat Chat. So it's a standard challenge. I've got to do 1.5 times the HP total and damage the system block, which given how I'm playing is actually going to be pretty difficult. So that's 1.5 times what, 2050. I gotta get to 3075. Hello, poser. But yeah, as far as I think if, you know, wargaming, you know, premium rounds definitely make them a little bit more money indirectly because, you know, it does kind of, especially for higher tiers, it makes you have a premium account, which, you know, people pay for with gold money, what have you. Even though people aren't buying premium rounds with actual gold 99% of the time. I think part of the problem at the higher tiers mainly comes around with heat rounds, because typically they're the shells that you see like anywhere from like 60 to 100 plus millimeters of added pen. 100's a little bit on the high side though, but there are some APCR rounds like on the E3 goes from 295 up to 375. Like even stuff like that I think is a little excessive. Let's say yep, I was about to say I should be able to get a shot on him given where he was. No, definitely can't do it now. I'm not going to be able to get anywhere quick in this thing, so I missed my shot though. Oh well. He looked, no. I'd say it looked like I was possibly able to get a shot here, but no. Unless this Scorpion G decides to pop out. Yeah, but unfortunately I should have went north, but at this point it's too late for me to completely turn around and head that way. But you know, I feel like if they tighten the penetration difference between premium rounds, where it is a little bit better than standard, but it's not completely ridiculous, that they would be able to tone back some of the armor creep that they've been doing at higher tiers. But honestly, there's so many different opinions and so many different ways that they could fix the problems they currently have. You know, none of them are completely right or wrong, but it's just one of those things that, you know, it just all comes down to whether or not they actually want to fix it or keep going down the path that they currently are. Dude, you need to stop pinging because you're not going to get anybody's help that way. Let's say let's take him out, but nope. But I should have went north, but even then it's not gonna accomplish much. Yeah. I knew that there was like an ISU over there, but yeah, at this point we're down by 3 and they're they already beat us, not even just in the north, but they'll beat us back to where we can actually defend them. I'm going to try to get myself a little bit further out here. These guys follow me, that's excellent. This, you know, I definitely know that there's someone on my right. Here we go, we've spotted that little bugger. And unfortunately we all missed. You should be able to deal with that T-124. I'm starting to look at the... okay, you're still shooting me. Yeah, I'm actually probably not going to get this. We're not able to take out that E4. Yeah, that was a stupid shot on my part. Nope, Type 4 is currently indisposed. There we go, thank God. But yeah. I have an M4A1 Rev coming up behind me here. Yeah. Congrats, William, on winning the challenge, but I hate matches like this where I went to the wrong flank, but even if I went up there, it wasn't even gonna be a good match if I did that. But you know, I asked you, Leg, if you want it either or. I guess I'll put the mouse up, but you know, I only take one tank request at a time. All right, so let me get into the Sheridan here. It wasn't 4 already. I think it was just 2, I believe. But congrats on winning the challenge, William. Not that I was not even close there. Starting to get a little frustrated because I'm making really stupid mistakes, but it's just one of those things that was not on our side from the get-go. Alright, so I got the Sheridan. After this, I'm going to pop into a grind before we get into the bat chat. I need to remind myself, I need to keep with my original plan to where I do need to get matches in the AMX M4 45. There's, you know, I really need to get, you know, at least the AMX 5100 unlocked before this on track ends. But all right, so we got Paris here. Looking at the difference in teams, we're probably going to be a little bit heavy in the center, I would hope. We have quite a bit, so do they though, like mediums and stuff. It's just we already have a T-49 heading down that way. I got some mediums heading up here. This went from we should be heavy up here to I'm not going to push out farther than this right now, only because, yeah, we didn't really get really get as many people as I thought up here. They're mainly hanging around the base. We have an M48 that's kind of rocking back and forth if you look at his little thing on the mini-map. An AFK T-54. Yeah, so this not bode well for us. Okay, without Artie, he's going to be a tough nut to crack. It's just, unless we get more people up here, I'm not sure I actually want to push. I need honestly a heat round to deal with this guy, given he's going to hide his lower plate, but I don't have enough gun depression right now. Yeah. But we have a lot of people kind of hanging around trying to fire through the center. It's just, there's not a lot of shots in the center right now. Hello, Grigsby. You haven't missed much. But, yeah. Honestly, I shouldn't have played this spot only because, you know, you can get stuck here. And that's kind of what I'm in right now. Like, taking shots from him, that bat shot should be able to get hit back. But, you know, with the combination of no Artie and nobody's pushing on our team anywhere. You know, me and this T-55A are kind of left out to dry right now. Ooh, well. But this is where sometimes, like, you know, having armor on your tank somewhere definitely helps for times like this, to where, you know, you're kind of in, granted I completely blew that shot. When you're like playing crappy or you're in a spot like this, you can't poke out anywhere. There's another 0 damage match. So I'm actually going to do myself a favor here, and I'm gonna mix up the tank request list for a minute here, just so I can. So let me pick the E1 T110E5 here. But yeah, I need to get myself into something that I can cover up some of my mistakes right now. But the Sheridan, I like the Sheridan. A lot of people think it's one of the less effective tier 10 lights, but tier 10 lights, when they were released, I thought, you know, they're definitely hard to play, but they worked. More recently though, you know, because since then they've added in, you know, say the Badger, Super Conqueror, they're adding in all these Russian tanks in the next patch. They've added in a lot of tanks with a lot of armor on them that, since they don't have very accurate guns and their penetration isn't, say, as good as mediums, they are starting to show a lot of problems, especially because about half the maps you get on aren't really maps where you can spot very effectively for your team. So they probably are the least effective high tier type of tank. Like, I think the best out of them, because it focuses a little bit more on firepower, is the AMX 13105. But it's just one thing to keep in mind, because it can be pretty difficult to play. I wanted to head south, but we've got enough people down there. But yeah, I'm gonna play the E5 here. I'll probably pop into maybe like a Mouse, T95, T10. Then I'll get back to mediums and lights soon. I usually don't switch my tank request order up, but it's not fun or fair for you guys if I'm just basically crapping it up every single match. I might as well at least make sure I can play decently and not just get 0 damage match after match here. The reason I didn't want to head up north here is, I was fairly sure the FV 4005 Stage 2 would be up here, and I would have preferred going south winning, you know, ground down there. And then hopefully... Alright. T-57. It's tempting, it's just there's the FV-4005 Stage 2 here, and these guys have not pushed up at all. Our T-10, you know, he kind of went off. You know, I want to push on the T-57, it's just pushing on him alone. Like, come on, people. Basically, I'd be opening up my entire rear part of my tank. The T-10, he's... Unfortunately, he's screwed, but he got himself into that. Crap. I stupidly pulled that shot up high. He should be one-shottable right now, but I messed up a shot. I see the AMX-65T. Problem with falling back here is we're already down by a pretty considerable amount of tanks that I'm trying to get myself slowly back. It's just once I do that, it is going to screw whatever other tanks are, like the VK over there and stuff. It's going to be easier for them to either go around me or something different here, but unfortunately though our south lost. I wasn't really expecting that. Fortunately for this guy, I don't think he realizes that his cupola is extremely large and easy to hit. And I missed that one though. Alright, the VK is... he is pushing. Give him credit there. It's just... we're down by 4. I'm trying not to get myself too much out of the fight, because basically we have to do something if we stand any chance to come back here. I'm gonna see if I can catch the AMX-65T, but I kind of have to pull back at some point here. I'm not going to be able to push to their base given the lack of numbers that we have here. I just hope that nobody comes around completely behind me. There's the 65T. He should get taken out. If not, I've got him. Fortunately, we tied it up now. It's just still a hard decision whether or not to push their base or keep pressing. I guess pressing back, I mean. He's not playing, but good to get out a tank that's spotting us. Alright. We should definitely head back this way first. There's only 2 tanks at their base, but better to make sure that we get this guy out. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm not saying I never have streaks like this, because you guys see I definitely do get streaky sometimes with, you know, I'm just not playing things right. Usually, you know, it comes with the harder classes to play, which to me, I just loop them all into tanks with no armor, whether it's lights or unarmored TDs, medium, stuff like that, just because your mistakes are kind of amplified there, where having something that has a little bit of armor behind it, even with the amount of gold rounds getting chucked around, it helps you, especially if you know, you're playing a slightly slower tank, like the E5 here, you know, you're kind of capped out around 35 kilometers an hour to where you're not basically pushing into a stupid spot early on and just killing yourself. Whether it's you or your team kind of making, you know, a mistake with positioning, it saves you from that. But a decent match here, 3,800 damage, 1,500 block. We definitely had a little bit of a good comeback there. So let me start the giveaway here. Hello, Nikolai. Nice to see you there. Nice to see you there. But yeah, Master Bad second class. Top damage, but yeah, that could have went either way. It's just the PZ4 was, I dropped back a little bit, but he was telling me, you know, basically to come back further. When you're down by that many tanks, that does not fix the problem. More or less, you know, you don't want to push out, kill yourself, of course, but you still want to, which I'll pop into the T10 here, then I'll probably get to the bat chat after that. More or less, you know, you don't want to push out and kill yourself. That's not good because you're only hurting your team even more if you're down by, say, like 3 or 4 tanks, but you need to keep shooting. Like, if you're just sitting there not shooting anything, the enemy's just gonna have that many more tanks over you, and they're just gonna push into you in a big blob and completely overwhelm you. So, yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, it's definitely risky, you know, staying out, but you need to keep shooting because that's the only way you're gonna claw your way back. Alright. I'm gonna play the center. It's not, you know, 5 degrees of gun depression isn't a lot to work with here, but looking at... Actually, I might change my mind. I'm gonna head up here. Looking that they have a Strev 1030, a T95 Gag Panther 2, Strev S1, and an FV 4005 Stage 2. Pushing the center in a tank with no gun depression is not very smart, so I'm gonna head up this way. Granted, it's still gonna be tough here. I might still end up popping back and going more towards the middle, but yeah. Airfield, you know, it's definitely a map where it can be difficult pushing across in some situations. Thank you, Grigsby, for the challenge. I'm hoping I can get through here still. I only got hit 2 tanks. Crap. That's my bad. 3 tanks. I guess there goes my lucky streak of actually playing well. Hello, Pingus. I shouldn't have went back for the second little poke there, but oh well. Initially, I was gonna set up right, you know, on the other side of where I was pointing, but yeah. All right. Plan F, which is stay here and hope for the best. Because I know with the M48, if he's sitting there, he can spot me. It's one of your favorite maps? Airfield has grown to be one of my least favorite maps because, like, it is a little bit tiny, but the problem I have with it is there's really only, like, I'm actually gonna get popped here if this one, nope, he's not aiming at me. You know, there's really only 2 spots that you find fighting happens, really far in the south and in this area. There's that middle kind of opening to push through, but it's not very safe. It's just, it's a map to where I feel like it basically punishes you for being able to push early, because so many TDs and people sit back and yeah. yeah, that's lucky I'm still alive. I didn't expect the M48 to push there, up that far, but to me it's just a map to where it punishes you for actually taking a risk early on in a battle, because really you can't push back or push past the 5 line from this side or the 6 line from the other side. It is a balanced map, but you know, I just don't like playing it a lot. I don't mind seeing it from time to time, like seeing it now. It's just, it's definitely not my favorite map of the bunch. I'm hoping the M48 falls back. Because, you know, given my HP, I don't want to do anything as far as risks go. I'm just kind of waiting for people to push through. There's another thing of, you know, it definitely, I guess, missed that shot. You know, even pushing through when your team, say, might have an advantage, which we're still tied here. You know, you basically have to pull it off just right and hope that somebody's not stalking your position. Like, they have an advantage, they just need that. Got me spotted now. They need that T95 to oh, I guess our bat chat is, he's not loaded. He's gonna die. This guy's gonna go, I was gonna say try to ram him, but I don't think he realizes that, maybe he does, that I can hit him. Oh, there goes our E3. Stop trying to push there. Okay. Unfortunately, I can try either helping against the T95 or the center. It's just, they still have a few tanks. I don't know where they're at. Trying my best not to kill myself too. You know, that's always helpful. Okay, T71 challenge, sure thing. But yeah, that's a good thing about World of Tanks, is there's a lot of different maps, and you know, someone might want, someone might like one, someone might hate the same map. But I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know if I actually should be doing this though. Nah, T92 got me. It's just, it's one thing that I knew being in, yeah, this guy spotted me from there. I knew being in the T10, like, I didn't have sixth sense. Those first 3 shots kind of proved that to me, but I was hoping that I wasn't going to be spotted to where I could hit the 5120, but I was actually keeping more of an eye on whether this guy was going to spot me or not. But losing 3/4 of my HP in the beginning was pretty terrible. Hello or not hello MW, congrats MW. Oh, I'm still not all here. I'm just glad. I almost, like, if I felt as bad as I did yesterday, I wouldn't be streaming right now, to where I am glad I feel better. So let me pop into the bat chat before I get to the challenge coming up here. Okay, yesterday, like, I looked at my phone for like a minute after I started feeling bad, and yeah, that did not, it just killed me. Yes, Nikolai, I have some videos up of them. But I streamed one day on the test server for the first half of my stream, and then I have about 6 videos up about, you know, say like the Object 257, 705A, 268 version 4. Hello, Sasuke. But yeah. Hello, Azroth. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Definitely not on top of things right now. Let's see. With Fjords here. This is another map where, you know, first time I saw it today, when you get Fjords a lot, or, you know, maps like this to where, you know, coming from the north, you either have this spot, you're basically just stuck in three squares, more or less. When it comes to map design, I don't mind Wargaming doing different things. You know, sometimes they favor some tanks over another, but I do think maps to where basically you're shoehorning people into just a few little engagement areas is definitely not the best map design when it comes to World of Tanks, because I feel like maps that have a lot more options available to the players is definitely, they're better. But we'll see how Fjords actually works out when it comes to the map rework for the HD map. It does look like they opened up, especially like the center area, even down here a little bit. Thank you very much, Scud, for the tip. Lord, we don't have anybody here, and the M48 decided to run back and drown himself. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that guy is, there's no way that you do that by accident. But this is probably not going to look very pretty if they actually send their 2 bat chats up here, or like the 50B. 1 bat chat's in the center. Dokie. Ooh, I'm surprised he hit me. I'm really surprised that he hit me too, but I shouldn't be, given that we don't have eyes to right here. So that's my bad. Just that little bit of a difference in positioning just lost most of my HP again. I was trying my best to get a spot on when I need it, but you know, it definitely backfired. I do have a lot of people on my blacklist, but you know, it's one thing to where, you know, I say it a few times every now and then. I put people on it very quickly, but it's just one of those things. I take people off if, you know, they actually like message me and whatnot. It's just usually most of the people on my blacklist are people that either team kill, drown themselves like that, or they're like a complete a-hole in chat. That was not good. Yeah. I need to stop poking. It's just now I got myself in a spot to where I can't get out of here. And that's when you're making mistakes with low HP and no armor. Getting yourself in a spot you can't get out of is definitely not high up on the things to do. Our team is up by 2, which is nice. It's just and the 121 got me. I couldn't even shoot him. I guess somehow he was able to hit the back of my tank. Yeah, I was angled too much. I was trying to get, but that was a bad match there. Sorry for whoever requested that. I'm just... How do you balance a Danish Crohn's? Let me I'll fix this really quick. Which, hello Andrew, nice to see you. But sorry for whoever requested the bat chat. It's honestly, it's not my day in tanks without any really armor going for it. I'll probably say, you know, if you guys would like to spare me, please request tanks with a little bit of armor. I usually don't like ask specifically, but yeah, it's not going to be good for either side. Alright, there we go. Thank you very much again for the tip though, Scud. Alright, so let me get into the T-71 here for a challenge. It's a standard challenge, so I gotta do 1.5 times the HP total. So 840, yeah, 840. That's 1,260. But I'll probably, to keep with my original goal, you know, I'm still gonna do requests, so you know, feel free if still need to request a tank to do that. I'll probably go 2 requests and then I'm gonna pop into a grind, since I've been doing a very bad job of grinding recently. That's cool, Azeroth. Congratulations. I remember you talking about, you know, going into tank training and stuff like that. Oh, I'm not tired right now. Some nights if I don't, say, drink a little coffee, I'm tired, but my problem right now is just, if I'm playing really crappy in, like, light tanks or, you know, certain tank classes, it's hard for me to kick it unless I, like, you know, I get into kind of a groove of having a couple good battles in a row. But it's just one of those things that, you know, it's always have happened, but oh god, that's not good. Run away from him because he can potentially one-shot me, I believe. Alright, at least I have a defender in the center. It's never a good sign if your team doesn't send like a heavy or a medium with a little bit of armor into the center, so I'm glad we got one of them. Hello, Tarver Media, nice to see you. See, I don't mind playing, you know, like the T-54. But like, if someone does want to see a light, you know, you can still request one. It's just, you know, keep in mind it might be might be a quick battle. I'm not purposely not playing good in them. It's just, yeah, lots of mistakes today in them. I was hoping that he wouldn't be aiming at me since he was getting shot by several other tanks, but he's still aiming at me. Thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip. Oh god, they are actually both pushing. This guy more so than the other. But he's actually going to make it out, given that I'm really the only one over here to help him. Did a crit, but I only damaged his track, I didn't knock it out. Fortunately, you know, when you do super chat and stuff in different currencies. I've gotten enough tips through you know, with Danish krones that I've got a good sense on converting it to US dollars. Thank you again, Labobo and Scud. So I'd say I can't really, given that I'm bottom tier right now, I'd like the spot, but you know, that AMX M445 is doing a decent job pushing, and if he's not seeing much, fortunately, you know, the pen on this is not exactly like out of this world. I'm trying not to get myself spotted here. It's just, who do I hit out of these tanks? Like, I'm throwing heat here because it's the only way I'm going to be able to pen at this range. I don't want to hit the IS-6 out of all the tanks there, but this is going to be god-awful expensive. I guess pen the IS-6, it's really hard to... Like, I can't pen him now. Alright. Just being bottom tier, and you know, I can be basically not one-shot it, but almost one-shot it, unless something like the T-49 or Party or something hits me, then it can one-shot me. So I'm trying to play it safer here, to where, oh god, yeah, here goes, there goes most of my HP. Luckily he missed though. I'm trying to make well placed shots that make sense. Getting that T-49 out was big. Like, we are up by a lot, so it's not like the end all be all, but I'm trying to make sure that my sense makes sense of actually taking risks. Like, I'm flirting with this defender, but I wish I had got that Emil TD out. But I'm gonna head up with these guys. He's still just, I don't even, is he even playing? I assume he's playing, it's just maybe he just decided to drive that way and that's it. But I'm heading this way because I am not alone out here. And now I can possibly, unless I get hit from the left right now. Lord, this is not good now. Let's say I'm not the only target. This guy though is pretty keen on right now. Pretty good match though, 1500 damage, 1000 assists. Thanks for the challenge though. I guess I kicked, I'm not gonna go for him. I guess I kicked my, yeah, my little slide with lights right now. Hello Alex, nice to see you, and GG. But thanks for the challenge. Yeah, it's just, like, even though I'm down to 1 HP right now too, like, even though, like, my problem with lights I was doing earlier, where I took damage here, I was taking the damage at the wrong time. All those matches where I got like 0 damage or only got a shot or 2 off, I took all my damage in the first like minute and a half, stuff like that, to where when that happens, you know, it just, not only is it demoralizing, but it restricts what you can do. And then, you know, if your team's not, say, giving you enough space to work where you're not spotted, where you're like stuck in a spot to where I kept getting myself stuck in an area, you're just, you know, you're helpless to where, you know, there's no point in poking out at that point, and then eventually the enemy kills you, you know, and it decides to finish you off. Pretty good amount of damage though. You know, top 4, most amount of experience. Lost some credits because I did like the heat. I try not to, especially with challenges, throw say a lot of premium rounds just for the sake of it. Not that I do it in general, but it's just a lot of those heavies I was shooting on the hill. I knew that with the gun here, just pulling up 145 millimeters of pen was not going to work on the side of those tanks at the range I was shooting them. So, hello, Fester. Have fun shoveling, Victor. Hopefully you beat the rain. Alright, so let me get the T95. I'll do the T95 next, then I'll do 2 grinds in a row. I do zoom in and out a lot, but that it comes down to sometimes when you come around a corner and you're like shooting someone and they're not even reacting to you, they just stay zoomed in to where you're not able to see a lot of the map. Well, you know, as far as playing lights, I like playing them. It's just there's less of a kind of a buffer between completely screwing your match up and having a pretty good match. It's just, it comes down to low HP, low armor, and lights generally, since they rebalance them to tier 10, don't have very accurate guns and don't have a ton of penetration. They do spot well, it's just, fortunately I got a very wide open map there. Going back to, you have a lot of options on maps like that. If you get like a map like Paris in a light, you can kind of do stuff in the north, like spotting, but in the grand scheme of things, you're still fighting the tank because you're virtually going to be spotted every time when you fire, and you're still cramped up in this little spot, like poking around corners or hills and stuff. I'm doing pretty well, Fester. Hopefully all is well with you. Thank you very much, Grigsby, for the tip. You did pick a good tank though. Both T-71s, since they split the tanks and rebalanced them, they are pretty good tier 7 tanks to play. Thank you, Lobobo, for the tip too. Hello, Yosef. I thought about going to the center, because you can play the T-95 in the center. It's just, you know, right now it looks like they are actually pushing the valley hard. But if our E3 had stayed back, he would have been a little bit better off, but we should be alright. Their T-92 and M53-55 don't have the best shell arcs, so our tanks in the valley shouldn't take much SPG fire. So if they do die, like, it's kind of on, say, the E3 if he's trying to push too far too fast and giving them like the lower plate. It's more on them than, you know, they have the tanks there capable of winning or at least holding the valley. Take a pot shot. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Andrew, about the... That's what Ryan actually texted me earlier in the stream. She actually got the notification for the stream today on time. Last time I streamed, you know, I start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She got it at midnight. It says, Cody Menz is now live. She got it at midnight. Like, it's crazy. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know 2 weeks ago YouTube kind of put a little blurb out saying that notifications are broken, where I guess they're still kind of messed up, but I noticed for a lot of the other channels that I subscribe to, I still get, you know, notifications right on point for them every time. One thing I will note is with how notifications work on YouTube, by default, when you subscribe to a channel or, you know, sign up for notifications, like if you hit like the bell or something, the way that YouTube has its notifications, you can opt to get no notifications from a channel, even that you subscribe to. They call it occasional notifications. That's the default, to where they base that on whether or not they think you want to watch a video. So, you know, it's kind of up to AI to where that can be iffy. And then there's the step up from that to where you get all notifications for a channel that you subscribe to. The way to change that is you have to go into your account settings for YouTube, and you'll see like manage notifications, and it'll give you a drop down of every single channel. You can tweak them individually. Like I have mine set up, you know, for all the channels I subscribe to, because, you know, if I'm subscribing to a channel, you know, of course I want to watch their videos. Where I find if I hit occasionally, I'll only get notifications for like half of the videos for some reason, even though I watch the videos I subscribe to channels for. It's, you know, it's definitely not perfect. I get why they do it though, because, you know, say YouTube compared to Twitch, YouTube has a lot more videos getting released that are not just live streams, so. But the maximum amount of notifications you'll get in a day, which also comes into play, like I've looked into this a lot to figure out if it's anything on my end screwed up. You'll get a max 5 notifications per day across like all of your things, but specifically 5 per channel per day. And it's, yeah, it's definitely confusing. I'm trying. Like, I know Artie's definitely got me in their crosshairs because I'm sitting out in the open. I'm just afraid to push completely out here because he can cut through me from, say, like the T-57, and he can clip me. Falling back is not going to help in this situation. The reason being is if our team loses in the south, we're just completely screwed. Like, they just killed one of our Arties because he was left out a little bit too far. It's kind of a crappy situation for everybody. I'm trying to get myself over to where I potentially can get them a little bit further out. But like our Super Conqueror, he's playing way too far back. I don't think he even can hit the T-57. Scratch that, he can, thank God. As far as the new tier 10s, basically they most likely are not coming with the next patch. They're going to be the patch after, but there's still a decent chance. He's still getting angry, like, dude, the T-10's not there, the T-57 might have fallen back. They're already, I know it's right there, but I can force their arty out. If they try to get me on the right, Super Conqueror can hit them. But this forces their hand here, for better or for worse. But as of right now, they have a minute 26. I will push, but the Object 432 can pop up on my right. So until that Super Conqueror gets up here. Also, at least we got a little bit of hit on him. Until the Super Conqueror gets up here far enough, which already can actually hit him now. So since I have my repair kit, I will take a little poke. I'm actually going to load up APCR, but yeah, already just got him. So all 3 of their standard tanks are here. Problem is, if they push and kill these guys, I'm screwed. But Artie should be able to... Yep. Come on, Artie. I am waiting for you. Just I have 60 seconds on my repair kit. Artie, come on, you can do it. There's one. He should have another shot. Maybe. Crap, David. I took a chance here. Here's their Artie now. I don't know why he's saying stop. I'm not pushing. Like, like I'm specifically not pushing around the corner. It's just, it's a crappy situation for everybody. But the Super Conqueror, you know, it's basically something to where if I stayed back here, that wasn't going to help anything. Here comes the street sweeper again. If I push around this corner, they can flank me, and I could have killed one tank doing that, but I definitely would have died. Where the best chance was waiting for Artie to help, but unfortunately, you know, it still didn't work out. It's just played it the best I could there, and I know from being in this situation a lot of times, like even if I kind of went out further here to shoot around the corner or potentially clear here, I would have died there because in a T95 you can't basically turn fast enough. But just one of those things though where, you know, at the end of the match you can't always win it, but still a decent match, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, the guy telling me, like, the Super Conqueror falling back, like when he was telling me to fall back, you know, say like 3 or 4 minutes ago, falling back there wouldn't have done anything because basically we would never have pushed on their base. I wasn't going to be able to go like far south to like get back to ours. It accomplished nothing except for giving them more space on the map to breathe. To where I had the armor, had the HP to push. It's just, you know, he could have went back to base if he wanted to, or basically come up through the center, but telling me to fall back the entire time, it didn't help anyway. Yes. I'm actually really happy that they're doing this because yeah, our neighborhood needs it. Thank you, Demir, for this subscription. Sorry I missed that since I was trying really hard to win that, but yeah. But yes, Gavasar, I've got plenty of stuff up on the test server. If you look back, it was 2 streams ago, so my Friday stream. The first half of that, you'll get a good look at all the tanks. Hello, Phil. Nice to see you. Glad you got your new keyboard, it seems like. And hello, Benny, as well. Great. I'm on the south. I'm gonna try to play this side, but basically, yeah. Not to repeat myself, but south on Swamp is one of the worst win percentages in the game right now. I live in New Jersey. I'm not gonna head up here because we don't have anyone else to kind of poke out there. I'm gonna try to help the north. It's just who knows how far I'll get. It's gonna depend on how the guys do in the upper right corner. I knew pushing the bottom left, this tank being bottom tier, I would not do very well there. Luckily, they didn't put anyone there, it seems like, where the T-71DA was. That's why Swamp South typically loses, is the north... Sounds like it's really raining outside now. The north is able to push that spot pretty effectively, and once they're in there, it's really hard to get them out. Well, the one already, like the Bat 58, he started getting shots later on. Would have been nice if he pushed over sooner, but, you know, I don't blame him for not moving over as fast as he did. The other Bat Chat, though, he should never have died. I'll spot it now. He should never have died. That was fully... Took a chance there, and luckily bounced 2. Fire again, maybe. I just took a chance with the T-54E1 not having very good accuracy or aim time. And it paid out for some of those shots. Yes, Phil. I have a couple videos, or I have 3 videos of the Object 257. They're all covering like a different topic point for it, but yes, I know about that video you're talking about. But Wargaming has, again, it is unofficially stated from them, like it's just like a mention from a Wargaming employee on the forums that they are looking to basically fix the 257 to some extent. They didn't state how, but I think one thing overlooked, granted it's not as broken as the side armor. The armor in general is fine on the Object 257 except for the side armor. Is that the Object 257's actually as fast as, if not faster than, the T10 that it replaces. It's still basically, they took it at tier 10 because that's how it has been in the game for years. It was going to be a Clan Wars tier 10 reward heavy. They took the tier 10 and they moved it down to tier 9 without actually rebalancing most of the stats on the tank. So that's why it's really broken right now. But feel free to take a look at, you know, I've got 3 videos up for it. I have a weak spot guide. I have a full review of the tank, you know, taking into account its gun, mobility, stuff like that. And I also have a video speaking about why it's broken and how they could fix it, instead of just ranting about the tank, because, you know, the fact of you can't damage it in the front or rear track wheel across most of the track wheel and penetrate the hole behind it because it's not there, you know, it's definitely different than almost every other tank in the game. The closest tank that comes to it is the 907. However, you know, I don't think that's a huge deal. The deal is, you know, basically the side hull being basically a ricochet angle, plus, you know, covered with 90% of it's covered with spaced armor, so even heat shells won't be able to go through it. In its current state, it is overpowered, but again, that's why it's a test server. Like, I tried in my videos to keep, you know, things constructive, where I see a lot of people just blatantly, like, you know, I get complaining about the tank. Yes, it shouldn't be released to the game, but you need to keep things constructive because, you know, they're not going to listen to just people. Like, people are making like meme videos about it now, and it's just childish. But this is why they have a public test server, is it shouldn't have been released on the public test server like this by any means, but they have changed tanks pretty drastically. They might even just say pull it out if they don't have, say they don't have the tank that's going to be coming after the T10 ready. They might just decide to leave the T10 where it is for a patch and then make that switch, say a patch later, moving to T10 over, putting in the Object 257 rebalanced, and whatever the new tier 10 heavy is after the T10. They could do that. They have options, it's just, you know, unless people give control. Oh god, I forgot all about this guy. Yep, and I'm actually going to die here because the T49 has a pretty high rate of fire. I don't have armor, but it would be very nice if the... Here comes the Tiger 1. The guys sitting back near our base would actually move up. It's like I was trying to help the Type 59 out, but we still need to basically... We have a good amount of the map open to us to where sitting here in the center is fine and dandy because you can get shots on these guys, but we just lost another tank to where, yeah. Oh well. Hey little dog. Alright, so let me start another giveaway. 700 Levi biscuits for the winner here, which after this I'm going to which no, Wargaming's not going to tweak the matchmaking at all. They've spent the past 2-3 years getting the matchmaker to the point to where almost every tank has plus or minus 2 matchmaking. They wouldn't change it at this point. Alright, let me hop into... I haven't played the Nashorn yet before I get to the WZ. Here comes the Earthquake Machine. Which hopefully if anyone's on the West Coast or near Alaska, I don't know how that exactly played out, but I saw that there was a huge earthquake in Alaska and there's tsunami warnings. Hopefully everyone over there is fine. Hello, Pesmed. I'm actually curious. I'm making sure that this is a street sweeper. Yes. I can confirm it is a street sweeper. I Gabastar, the new French heavy line, you know, from the last patch. It's not 9.22 but 21. I did try them the last test server, yes. The tier 9's the best out of them. Tier 8's probably one of the worst tier 8 tanks in the game. But the tier 10's pretty good as well. Hello, Auntie. Well, the Object 257, it's not that it needs to be nerfed. Or, let me rephrase that. No, it definitely needs to be nerfed. Even if they rebalance it, right now it's basically a tier 10 tank in all but HP and a little bit of DPM. Because they never toned it down from the tier 10 levels that it initially was implemented in the client as. Where they're not going to nerf it to where it's terrible. It's just they need to basically, if they lower the mobility a little bit and also on top of that fix the side armor, it would be a perfectly fine tier 9 heavy. Until they do that though, it's definitely shouldn't be implemented into the game. This is going to hurt for both of us here. But it's basically like, even though I made videos about the new tanks, you always have to take it with a grain of salt because it's the test server. It's things get changed in between super test and the public test server, and most of the time there's smaller changes coming from public test to live, but you know, it's called the public test server for a reason. You know, they're still going to change things that need to be changed. Where, you know, I try to say sometimes, like, you know, disclaimer that, you know, these aren't final stats, but the amount of tests that I've done to where they change something in between the test and the live server, it's high. Like, they definitely have more. I'm gonna take a shot here, but I'm hopefully going to be able, nope, I was gonna say hopefully be able to take him out, but I got a little bit of a low roll. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's stupid that it's on it the way it is statistically. But until it hits the live server, you know, there's nothing to basically freak out about yet. Yeah. Unfortunately, my team completely evaporated around where I kind of set up. Not that we had much up here, but the Nashorn's not very fast. It does do a lot of damage per shot, though. I got 1,800 damage, so not bad there. It's just, unfortunately, I picked the wrong spot of this map to go to. But as far as the pass goes, like the 257, you know, if you want to see my full opinion, the videos I made, basically, they cover everything. To where it does explain it pretty well. I didn't just say, like I said, some of the videos I've seen, it's just people ranting and screaming at Wargaming about it without basically explaining why it's wrong and how it could just be fixed by lowering the angle a little bit, or basically implementing it like it should be. Congrats, Labobo, on winning the raffle. But I think I will bring up, you know, just, I didn't put it in my one video. I'll try to bring up an image here. It'll be after this battle, though. Whether or not this is the actual blueprint for the tank, for the Object 257, it's what people are floating out around about it. This is where I think Wargaming will fix it with this. So, hello Vasa, nice to see you, and Shag. Comparing the two different French heavy lines, it comes down to how what tanks you like. They're completely different. You know, a ton of frontal armor and a standard, like, you know, hard-hitting heavy gun for the new French heavy, or auto-loading. You can't really compare the two. It really comes down to what type of tank you like to play better. It's like I'm going for both of them. It's just, yeah, they are very different, even though they're both French heavies. Yeah, I called it the Nashorn. You know, it is the wrong tank. Sorry about that. It's hard to keep track of what tank I'm playing sometimes. I'm just glad I picked the right tank to actually get a battle in the grind. Alright, he's falling back. Our 113's pushing extremely hard to where he might actually get me in trouble pushing out here. I don't know why he pushed as far as he did. As fast as he did. The street sweeper is really having at it though with our road out there. I'll have to catch up on some chat questions in a moment here, because I would like to not make a big gaffe here if I can help it. I know that guy's... I've seen his name around before. He's actually a very good player. Yeah, I shouldn't have stayed out there as long as I did. I just basically got one extra hit on me. The problem we have right now is we have guys in the center. They're specifically trying to... Crap, I should have shot him when I had a chance. They're trying to shoot onto the other flank where we kind of need them to help us right now. But, yeah. This T-49's coming in again. This T-49 should be dead. I could have probably... There we go. Thank God. Sorry, T10. Oh, I freaking missed my shot. I hate myself right now. I should not have missed that. He might actually get me here if he gets a high roll. Or if Artie gets me. Thank you, whoever took him out. I should have had him taken out earlier, though. Alright. As Udez can't hit me, I'm just worried about Artie at this very moment. Unfortunately, though, you know, yeah, when scouts don't scout, what do you mean? You wanted me to run out there? This is not actually a scout tank, dude. Most people see, you know, this is a light tank, but this is not a scout. It's probably the most medium of the lights. But me pushing out to scout wouldn't have helped there, because I wouldn't have spotted anything extra. I definitely screwed up. I shouldn't have taken at least one shot. That would have saved me about 300-ish damage, that SU-14-2 that hit me. But I should have been able to kill the STB-1 in a one shot sooner. But the T-10 was sitting out there knowing that he was getting hit by artillery, and he still was pressing it. The problem I have here is I've got decent camouflage on this, but it's still not like... If this Udez is able to set up, he can out spot me or spot me right about the same as I can with him. It's just there's no wiggle room when it comes to my HP right now between me and getting knocked out in a shot. But unfortunately, their T-100 light tank has quite a bit of HP left. Unless he got... There's a tank right here. Seeing their tree knocked down. Ooh, Nord. I'm trying not to get hit by two different tanks, plus artillery. This Udez probably has me here. Yeah. Hopefully they can take him out, though. It's just... Unfortunately, he was able to creep up an AMX 5100. I just got myself too far away from either the hill or the cover over here, but... Can't say I wasn't trying to spot for my team there. It's just this is not the best light tank to spot with. The mobility's good, but it's not excellent, and the gun doesn't work very well moving around. Okay, well, hope we win that. I can't watch the end of that if we lose. GG, nobody knows when the tanks, the new tier 10s they haven't released yet. Nobody knows when they're coming. Might come in the second patch iteration, the test server, or they might come the patch after it. You know, Wargaming said more likely than not they're coming, say, the patch after 9.22. Just, it's all guessing. That's all it's ever been. That's where, like, I know I made the video for the Object 77 version 2, or 777 version 2, but I even did say it, you know, it's all speculation. You know, nothing is set in stone until it's on, say, worldoftanks.com, EU, or RU in official patch notes. And even then, you know, take back, looking back to the Rubicon patch that went up in flames for Wargaming, nothing's even set in stone then. So it's just something to where, you know, everything you have to take with a grain of salt. And looking back on like 2017, they did a lot of changes to World of Tanks. So it's probably a lot of them questionable balance wise, especially higher tiers, but they did a lot of changes to where it's almost moving too fast at this point, the amount of changes that they're doing, because they're rebalancing, adding new tanks, new kind of characteristics where they're going like more towards heavy armor and hard hitting guns now, and they're not fixing everything, you know, in the process, to where I personally would like them to slow down, but yeah. New content is fun though. Vasa, I will try to show my service record. Otherwise, you know, just you can look it up on one of the third-party sites if you'd like to. Fortunately, they have a Conqueror gun carrier, so he can actually hit me in this area. Keeping an eye on this little fellow here. Ooh, that T10. Oh god. Oh, no. That T10 is up in a spot that you usually don't see people go to, because it can get shot from the spot near the base, but we don't have anybody there. Which usually I don't mind, because typically you find people camping there and they don't really accomplish much. Would have been nice though for the T10 here though, but our already has him picked up. Crap. He hit my side hole. I was trying to bounce him off my upper plate, but I didn't get back fast enough. Alright. I gotta go heat 54 here. I'm not really getting any shots outside of just like turrets and stuff like that. Crap. He actually chose the right time to come out. But our south died. And that was like most of our team. Like we're down by 6 tanks at this point, to where likelihood of us coming out here is a little bit low. If we can get him, that would be nice. Gonna hope somebody else can pick him up. But yes, I'm turning into the Heat 54, but there's a good reason that tank has a nickname for that. That's part of why, you know, the game can be a little bit unbalanced when it comes to premium shells sometimes. Really lucky he did not kill me. The already, you know, hit the guy behind me, which is probably who he was aiming for in the first place. But at this point, you know, there's really no tanks left on our team to where I'm just trying to get in as much damage as possible here. Already's loaded, so if he hits me, I'm a goner. Which he is a clear shot on me, so... Our last stand. Yeah, the Conqueror gun carrier got me. Oh well. Hello, Colin. Nice to see you. Is my voice fading? It might have to be the problem's probably with that street sweeper, to be honest, with the voice. Whenever it goes by, because I have the microphone set up to where it does filter out some like background noise from like cars and stuff, to where it's probably just clamping down on the audio a little bit too much. It keeps going by like every 4 or 5 minutes or so. But if it keeps doing it, like if it sounds fine right now, it was the street sweeper. If it keeps doing it, I can kind of bump it up a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately a loss. Top 2 damage, but yeah. Our team, we just got stomped on the tank, not the tank, the flank that we had the most people on, so at that point, you know, there's no real coming back from that. I'm gonna hop into another grind before getting into my next tank request though. Or it could just be me mumbling too, you never know. AMX M445. But yeah, the street sweeper, like literally this corner of my house, I've got the road there and I have a road here because our house is a corner lot, and it keeps going because we live on a 4th Street intersection, so it keeps going around this intersection like every couple minutes as it's going around the neighborhood. Platinum rounds. They have, Wargaming has stated they do have artillery. They could make, not that I think they would add another SPG line to the American line. They technically could make 2 more SPG lines for the American line, or American tech tree. They could also make, they have a artillery line for the Chinese line. Italians, I believe, could have an SPG line as well. What else? There's another nation that had SPGs. I don't want to say Swedish. Maybe it was the Japanese. I don't know. But they have SPG lines where they have all the information about the tanks. They haven't actually created them. With how kind of, you know, polar opposite as far as opinions go on Arty for a lot of the player base. They could implement more SPGs, but they stated it's no time soon. But yeah, it probably is just that, to where if I can take the noise suppression off, and it does make my voice a little louder. However, say like if Ryan's home and stuff like that, or just like random noises from like around the house or just outside, my microphone's so sensitive it picks that up, to where I try to clamp down on that as much as possible without affecting my voice too much. But it's not perfect, you know. It is kind of a software to where It's kind of just editing it out as it goes. I thought about getting a new microphone. It helps a little bit if I get a different microphone than what I have now, but you know, there's nothing too wrong with the microphone I have. Like, it's a blue Yeti microphone. I forget the other kind I was looking at, but it would help a little bit with the audio, and it would definitely be a little bit louder without me having to use like a third-party program to kind of edit the audio on the fly. But you know, nothing's perfect. The problem with those comes down to that would basically, I'd have to set it up right in front of me, with how you see a lot of streamers have like a microphone set up in between them and say like their keyboard. Crap, I guess, yep, I'm a goner now. Got myself too far out. I was trying to get to TD, but I did not expect to bounce the Comet. Thought it was a Cromwell for a second, but come on, you're driving right in front of my shot. I couldn't take the shot there because this, like, I'm using the 90 on this, which is more accurate, but the aiming time, again, this tank, it's god awful. The aiming time, it's about 3 seconds, the same as the 105 for the more accurate 90mm on this. It's just, to me, this tank, it definitely power creep, that's one thing, but you know, it's not bad. It's just, it has more disadvantages than a lot of other tanks, like newer tanks. Unfortunately though, we're down by 9 because the rest of our team died. I can't even point up because French tanks in general have very low gun elevations. I'm not even gonna bother, you know. But initially, when French tanks, which this being, you know, the original part of the original French heavy line, when they're introduced, there weren't even physics in the game to where, say like the hill here, you couldn't actually come down this hill. You would just get stuck at the top. French tanks, their guns, you know, given that a lot of them had really high damage magazines for their autoloaders, in general, French tanks didn't have elevation to be able to point up, to where a tactic against them was basically come at them from above, because they couldn't even point their guns up. But like the AMX M445, even though it doesn't have an autoloader, still has that really poor gun elevation to where you can't point your gun up very far. But that's just something to where I remember like having to deal with like AMX 5100s and stuff that, you know, they could basically kill you in a magazine when they first came out, and people were like screaming how overpowered they were, which, oh god, our team got completely annihilated here. I didn't do too well, but at least I got top 2 damage. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's kind of left over from that, to where it is annoying, to where it's not just the French heavies, but even like the lights and stuff have pretty bad gun elevation compared to other nations. Currently, you know, rotary, I am grinding that line, both of them, both French heavies. It's just, you know, I can't grind everything to where I don't really want the AMX 5100 or 5120. They're good tanks, however, you know, I don't like long reloads between magazines, where 50B has that shorter reload that I like and is the tank that I want out of the autoloaders. But you know, even though I've played the game since 2011, it's not like I free XP through like every single line, skipping past tanks and everything. Especially in the past like year and a half, 2 years, I haven't done that. You know, it's impossible to get every single line. Even like I have 358 tanks, I think, at this point, or something around there. But you know what you just said there, like Fester, when it comes to like blowout matches and stuff like that, it's not just, you know, a problem in World of Tanks. It's something expected in most multiplayer games. It's just, if you're playing not just, you know, random battles in World of Tanks, but most games, you know, it's just random people getting thrown together in a match. It is hard to find balanced matches a lot of times, to where, you know, a lot of other games, say, like, not that I played anymore, like Call of Duty, they're a little bit more focused just on, like, say, you doing well. You know, win or lose, like, it's a little bit less important there. Where I have, like, people have floated the idea around, like, for World of Tanks, for wargaming, to put a little bit less emphasis on winning, as far as determining how much experience and credits you get. Like, great, like, still keep somewhat of a bonus for winning, but in the grand scheme of things, maybe tone it down to where, you know, you still get a good amount of experience for, you know, doing well on the losing team. They've done a little bit of that over the years, with, oh, he just got whacked there. I can't push now. The E5, he got hit by the FE 4005 stage 2. I'm also trying not to use premium, but they're both shooting heat at me, so I guess I'm kind of stuck shooting APCR the whole time. Just because it opens up the E100's turret front, but at this point, you know, I lost a good chunk of my HP, and I'm kind of stuck on my own now. Yep. I probably should have just hit him in the turret, but ooh well. This is going to be a really crappy match in a mouse, but I really hope my other side starts kicking it into high gear here. Or even these TDs over in B1 to get on that corner. But I took 2 shots from the E100 I shouldn't have. I didn't angle my turret, but it is what it is. I'm not surprised. And now I'm flanked from behind. See, he's just basically just waiting until he can pen me with heat again. But it is what it is. Our side, unfortunately, the FE 4005, he was sitting back here, he nailed the E5, and we just crumbled. But that's where I was trying not to use APCR. The T-57 was doing a good job angling. It wouldn't have mattered with him unless I shot him with HE, but unfortunately getting hit by heat, it just cuts through this tank if you don't angle it. But I would have been overwhelmed anyway, because, you know, I wouldn't have gotten any damage off, so but no, I was gonna do the poll. Thanks for reminding me though. I was gonna do the poll earlier and I forgot, to where it just popped in my head last match and I forgot to put it off. But so bringing up the poll here, I just picked between, if I can't play World of Warplanes tonight, I picked between the 2 other top voted ones. It was between World of Warships and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So vote for 1 is World of Warships, 2 is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. In case I can't play World of Warplanes tonight, for whatever reason, I can't log into World of Warplanes. I looked it up and it's something that appears to have started around like April 2017, to where it just hangs in the hangar as a loading screen when you first log in. I've reinstalled the game. I've made sure a lot of people had debugged because you had to set your basically area in Windows to the North American region, because they try to region lock the game. make sure you had it set to the United States, and of course I have it set to that because that's where I live. I've tried clearing the cache for the game, or cache. Yeah, I've tried everything. So if it doesn't work, I'll have to play another game tonight. So vote for 1, World of Warships, or 2 for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Those were basically number 2 and 3 in the poll that I did on Sunday. So the command is just exclamation point vote. Press space and then 1 or 2. A little bit, yep. I'd say a little skeptical to do that because the grill still can spot me and I can't see him given my position. But I really wish that these guys here would push because I would push. I just can't push alone. Like, go! Like, most of their tanks are not over there. I would reckon the IS-7 is the furthest tank on their team. But currently, you know, I can't do anything until all of these tanks with a ton of armor and guns move. So I can't even push over, you know, through here because that Grill 15 is able to spot me. It's a little frustrating. Hello, nice guy. Getting really frustrating now because they're still not moving. The E100 moved out, but we should just be able to swarm this side. I guess I'm just gonna take a leap of faith and push out here because I really hope that our team just gets a move on it. I would push into this IS-7, but I don't think anyone is gonna come and help. Sad, but oops, sorry, Mr. 50 or AMX 105. I mean, I'd load up Hesh for him, but it's getting a little comical at this point that we have the amount of tanks we do in that line not pushing. Crap. Of course I think he hit me on the upper hole somewhere. It's depressing. Like, if they're afraid to push through the one line, push through the other line then. IS-7 though is starting to realize that he has a very good shot on me, which is what I was afraid of. Just if I pull back too far, Artie can start shooting me. It's just, yeah. Fortunately, we are up by 2. It's just getting frustrating because we could have cleaned up this IS-7 really fast. Yeah, and he just took me out there. Could have cleaned him up very fast, it just can't do it there alone. But, oh well, I almost got 2,000 damage, but I really hope my team wins this because, yeah. That was frustrating there. The Type 59's basically the same as it once was. It's been buffed a couple times. The thing I say, it was only better back when it was first released because the matchmaking was different. You used to see tier 5s, but there's nothing wrong with the Type 59. It's just now that a lot of people have them from you know, it being sold and also being in the basically holiday boxes, you know, it's not as good as people probably thought it was, but it's not a bad tier 8 premium. Hey, please stop that. He's getting chucked in a bathtub after today's stream here. Dag, please use the request command. I know I'm being stubborn here, but you've watched enough times, you should know how to use it if you want to request a tank. But yeah, basically what we're voting on now, which currently World of Warships is beating out Battlegrounds. If for whatever reason I can't log into World of Warplanes, I know the servers are up and it works for other people. You can even look it up if you don't believe me. Just Google World of Warplanes game stuck on loading screen or something like that. I've tried everything to fix it. It basically broke because I tried to log in to do the free experience conversion they had this past weekend and I couldn't. It happened since the last update they did. Tried to reinstall everything. It's even have new, I updated my graphics drivers today too, and that didn't even fix it. Don't know what it is. It's strange, but I've already spent an hour trying to fix it. I'm gonna try like another 30 minutes or so doing a couple different things, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna call it quits until it patches and fixes itself, because I have other things to do than to try to fix it. I like playing World of Warplanes, but yeah, I can't spend my entire day on that. I can't pen him. Looking like, though, we have enough people kind of in the center and the south to where if I help up here, I think they're going to need the most help. All depends on if they have someone on my right outside of that Yag Tiger. See the Charioteer. Okay, so we're playing World of Warships tonight if I can't get World of Warplanes to work. Haven't played that game in a while. Should be interesting. Our team is doing the let's ping each other and try to tell each other what to do without actually accomplishing anything. Yag Tiger's turning now. TVP is gonna get the prototype. I don't need APCR for him, but the Yag Tiger 8.8 is gonna be my next target because I can't keep pushing. Basically, with three different sides able to hit me. It would be nice though if we could get him to turn. At this point, I'm gonna pop down this way because they should have the Malshin and the T10 by themselves. Like there's 4 of them up there. The Charioteer, that's what I'm afraid of, is he's basically zipping around back there. I didn't think he could hit me through there, the Yag Tiger. He's zipping around back there and I can't actually see and shoot him. Now they spotted him because they finally broke through. Nah, like the game loads. It just hangs on at the black screen with the loading symbol. I can hear all the noises from the hangar in the background. I can click in the hangar. Just doesn't actually load the game. It's a bug. Quite a few people have gotten it from what I have done searching about it, and unfortunately, wargaming doesn't have a specific fix for it, so it's just something where I'm not too concerned about it, because, you know, while it is, you know, the game that was picked for the game of the week thing, it's not like it's World of Tanks to where it's my main game. I've got, you know, Ryan and I are planning a wedding right now, so I have more important things to time to debug when I'm not streaming. So that's what I've been spending a lot of time this past weekend doing. Can't be like, sorry Ryan, I didn't do what we needed to do because I'm trying to get World of Warplanes to load. I don't think that would go over very well. What the hell? I'll go out here. Yeah, he gets pinged to corners. That helps so much, Super Pershing. At least if someone shoots me, they'll be lit up. A little bit too early to request ships. Plus, I don't have a list of ships I own. I'll probably... like, I'll open up a queue, but I think I might just, you know, stick it to... you can request, like, a battleship or a cruiser and stuff, because part of the problem with World of Warships, which is why I don't stream it that often, is, like, if I get, say, a ton of battleships in a row, the game's extremely slow, to where I do want to break it up and play more cruisers and destroyers, I would say, because, you know, not a lot of people watch World of Warship streams either, because, you know, if someone is, say, grinding like a battleship, it can be definitely on the very slow pace side. See you, Carl. Have a good day at work. I'm hopping out here because I don't have a lot of time left. Let me pop. I'm going to pop into another grind here. Hello, Gogor from Russia, and McFinger. Nice to see you guys. So let me get... I'm going to pop back into... which we did win Tundra, thank God. I'm trying to grind out this tank. That is pretty cold, Victor. It doesn't load for you, Randall, though? Oh, you have... Well, as far as how much money stuff you earn from a tank, it's not something that's, unless you're like playing a premium tank that earns more. Like, hearing a lot of people say stuff, say whether it's on the forums or Reddit and stuff, again, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because earning credits comes from dealing damage. If you spot and do assist damage, you get 50% of what you usually would if you cause that damage directly. And basically it comes down to what tanks you like to play and that you play well in. If you die a lot, of course you're gonna have to pay more repair for your tank. If you use premium consumables or like food, you're gonna be spending more per battle. If you use a lot of premium rounds, you're gonna be spending more on that. And if you don't penetrate them, even more without getting anything from like dealing damage with a premium round, you'll make credits kind of back. But if you're missing a lot of them, you're going to bleed a lot of credits. So honestly, it's an answer I can't answer. It's something, it's based off of what you play well. Some people can absolutely, say, do terrific in a tier 10 light and play really bad in a tier 10 TD. So, you know, it's just something to where, you know, there's no real answer to that. Hello, Caracas. Nice to see you. He lives up where the Templars buried a bunch of treasure in Nova Scotia. Oak Island comes on tonight. Unfortunately, I can't watch it until Wednesdays, because I'd rather stream with you guys. I have thought about moving my Game of the Week stream to Thursdays to rectify that. But I'm sticking with this schedule. I have probably a month more of this before I have to start switching it due to work. So I am gonna have to, I'll probably go from 4 days of me streaming. So I stream 5 times a week, you know, across 4 days right now. It'll probably have to go back down to, I think it was 3 days I did for a lot of the year. Just until I kind of get set with work, but who knows. I also might be attending kind of classes for something, so I have to figure out what that schedule is as well. It's about like a 2-week course, so. But I'll still be streaming. It's just, I'll definitely have to switch the schedule. And especially once I start working, I can't stream as much as far as late. Like I'll move back to streaming earlier. So instead of starting at like 8, I'll stream at like 7 to 9, something like that. Give or take. The Alienist, I keep saying stuff about it, but because we watch, they're called The Librarians, or the show's called The Librarians. I like cheesy shows like that. Someone's probably gonna kill this, yep, before this massive aiming time actually settles in. Well, not a great match for me, but our team won. Come on, aim in, you can do it. Yay, I got a shot. Carakas, I don't completely understand what you're trying to say, but things you're stating, as far as World of Tanks, like, you know, there is RNG, but for the most part, like the spotting system, things, you can't get spotted through things unless you're sticking out. Disagree or agree with me, but, you know, people can't hack things like that because that's all done server side. So, but at least we got 2 W's here. Again, I didn't do too well, but I'll take a win. So I've got the Vatchat 25T again here, and I have an Indian Panzer. Which, I'll start another raffle after this match here. She said no, but with how, you know, she's a teacher and I, you know, work in a restaurant. Which, hello, JT, nice to see you. Yeah, we don't know, like, when we get married, we'll probably postpone the honeymoon for a little bit. Which I missed it earlier completely, but thank you very much. It was an hour ago too, back when I played the Nash horn. Thank you very much, Joe Biden, for the donation. I completely missed that jingle and all of that because I was a little bit, obviously I was confused because I called the Emil the Nash horn. Sorry, I don't have the AMX 5120. Hello, Nation. Nice to see you. Let's see. Our team is doing the classic. I kind of blame Wargaming away, or in a way, for how people don't play assault defense very well on this map. Because the defenders, a lot of your team spawns on the other side of the river from where your cap is. So a lot of people actually, this is why my blacklist gets very large. I block people who say stuff like that right away. Even that IS-3 is pushing it. You know, it's better if you win this flank as the defenders. Just from a tactical standpoint. I probably should have taken that shot, but unfortunately, unlike most people that play the bat chat, I don't have a ton of heat, because if you load up a ton of heat in this thing, it becomes absolutely ridiculous. Like, you can sit at, looking at the heat pen, 330. A lot of people camp pretty far back in a bat chat and just unload, because it takes a while to get your full magazine out. Because they just unload heat at long range, and unless you're shooting at like a really heavily armored TD or a heavy tank, you can usually pen them with your heat shells pretty well. My problem here is nobody on my team is pushing out. I'm tempted to actually run back here. I think I might actually do that, because if someone gets up here and I'm not loaded, I'm kind of screwed. We'll see though. At least they got a nice hit on him. Compare, like, the 13-105, I say I would like that better, but, you know, again, it's, you know, that's my opinion, to where most people would say the bat chat 25T is better, which I wouldn't disagree with them. You know, it's just hard to say. Like, basically the differences between this and the 13-105 is 13-105, you know, less of a magazine, where it only has 3 shots, but you do have camouflage on the move with the 13-105. Thanks for pushing up, but unfortunately you're pulling right to where I need to shoot. Exactly what I want him to do there. He moves right to where I could hit him better. And the 13-105 definitely has, you know, less HP than the bat chat, if I'm not mistaken. It's just, you know, there's trade-offs for both tanks. But the 13-105 is god-awful inaccurate. Even compared to other French light tanks, it, you know, you lose, I think, like 0.04 accuracy going from tier 9 to 10. If not more, I forget exactly what. But Caracas, I kind of warn you, but if all you're gonna do is come here and complain about the game, why are you watching it? That's my basically response for anybody that, you know, basically is overly negative about any game. If you don't like it, don't come and complain in chat, because you're just gonna end up getting timed out or banned. Like, I don't care, you know, anyone's welcome to voice their opinions and stuff, but if it's 100% just negative and also, you know, false in some of those statements, then, you know, it's kind of distracting. Yeah, that Tiger 2's still there. Be very nice if our LTTB actually just did a little bit of a spot, but luckily, you know, our team, we're only up by 1, but they're down to under 5 minutes now. So It's kind of ours to lose here, for lack of better words. Crap. I know this Tiger 2 can hit me, but if I can get out a T-34, I will gladly do that. Thought he had the derp gun. If I knew he didn't, I would have stuck with I don't know if the Tiger 2 is still there, but at least took a couple shots. This is, I'm starting to run out of ammunition. I probably should have saved those shots, but we really need to get a spot there, because if we can kill him, T-28 Proto, our side will be able to push given the numbers, but this we have, you know, the T-95. He did get a good hit off on the T-34 earlier. We just need start using your armor a little bit, please. Yeah, we're losing tanks now. Okay, I don't have any hope right now to actually push this side anymore. I'm not gonna get any help from the people over here. You know, I don't blame like the Patriot and the Type 4, you know, it just died, but if we start losing this other flank too much, we're going to be in some trouble. Really bad time for an itchy nose. See the T-49 there. Right. Crap, stop. Stop for me, please. I got spotted. This is where the bat chat. Thank God I hit him. You know, it's not the most accurate tank, nor does it have like the best aiming time for a medium. I'm gonna hope this IS-3 pulls right back into my shot. Awesome. Let me reload. It's gonna be my last full round of AP, but we are defending, so I'm not really hard pressed to push here. Hello, Wolfman. Nice to see you. So far, 3k damage, 1300 assist. We should be fine now. The other flank kind of cleaned up. Hopefully I timed this right. This guy's going to be able to shoot me once. I'll be in position to... Boop. Thank you, Tiger 2, for reminding me that you're there. I should have shot him earlier. Alright, off to the Yag Tiger. Pretty good match though. Definitely better than some of my earlier matches in tanks like this. Maybe I can get more damage off here. One more. No! I was trying to rush it. Alright, so let me start. I'm going to be starting a giveaway here. You can do it, load. I hate when it kind of hangs up there. So Mastery Badge 2nd class. 700 Levi biscuits for the winner here. 4k damage, 4 kills. 1300. I always like seeing that number there. Damage there. Or not damage, assist damage. Alright, so I have an Indian Panzer up. If I do have any time after this, I'm gonna pop into tank to grind. Hello, Nick J. Nice to see you. But I'll probably have time for 1 or 2 battles after this, but just gonna be grinds. Tonight though, you know, I am gonna be back streaming tonight for the Game of the Week stream. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 8 p.m. like my other night streams. I'm gonna try to play World of Warplanes. That's what we voted on for Sunday. But again, I do have a bug to where can't log into the game. I've tried all the fixes that I have found on the internet forum, and I've also tried to reinstall the game completely, and it does not work. To where if I can't get it to work, you know, I've already spent an hour on it. I'm not gonna spend more time. You know, I'm gonna try like another half hour to try to fix it. I'm not gonna waste my whole day trying to fix it. I'll be playing World of Warships tonight. But basically, more or less, I should be able to log into World of Warships, so we won't have to go to option 3, which would be player unknowns. World of Warships tonight, though, I'll probably stick to, since I don't have a full request of like the ships I have in my port, I'll probably stick to, if you would like to see a certain type of ship, I will take requests that way. So you can request like carrier, battleship, cruiser, stuff like that. And I'll kind of pick from what I have available. I'll also need to log in. Oh god. I did not expect the Borsig to be there, but I should have. I got a little bit too zoned in there on the 1375. A little troublesome that I am the only person in the town on encounter at that. Very troublesome at that too, because yeah, I don't even know what to do at this point, because I can't run back. And I can't push forward. And they have a Borsig sitting right about there, so he could hit the 432. It's just, yeah. Definitely, yeah, not good for us right now. Thank you very much, Krigsby and Lovopo, for the tips, guys. Maybe he'll pull back too far. I'm just hoping. A lot of times people mess up and pull back too far, but it doesn't seem like this guy is going to make that mistake. I gotta worry about possibly resetting the cap, but this, you know, this match doesn't come down to me being in the Indian Panzer. It comes down to my team, yeah, not playing this right at all. We haven't lost yet, but it's definitely looking that way. Thank God they reset that. Still have 50 seconds though to where and of course I missed. Just, I did not want to play this tank this way. I was hoping I could help out a little bit with clearing the center, and then when we had enough people in the town, I could kind of, you know, kind of float in and hopefully get some shots off. I bounced off his turret again somehow. I'm gonna prevent him from getting flanked from behind. That's really the best I can do here if I push in further. Although this Lorraine is going to pose a problem if this object's still tracked. Really? I honestly, I'm very shocked. I should have, like, the first 2 bounces on the AMX-30, I hit him in the turret, which, you know, I can basically get behind bouncing there. Not that I want to bounce there. But the other ones, not so much, especially because I was overcompensating a little bit. But luckily, this 430, if he wasn't here, we would have lost at this point if the 430 was not here. Luckily, though, we are up in tanks, but, you know, even though the Valley has won at this point, they basically put us in the worst possible situation here, which I forgot that there's no entrance there. But basically they screwed us here to where the 430 helped win it for us because I wasn't resetting the cap. I kept freaking bouncing. This tiger though is gonna go aiming my way. So I'd say he can kill me if he pushes on me, but only if he pushes on me, yeah, before the 430 gets him. I'll gladly just let 430 get him. He deserves the damage, so here we go. But end of the day, 1200 damage. The 430 though basically did what the rest of the tank should have done and actually pushed onto the cap. Alright, M12 I'm guessing is over here, but basically all I did there, especially because I kept missing shots somehow, I just kept myself alive to try to prevent them from flanking him. So congrats GG on winning, yeah, winning the raffle. I wanted to make sure I actually started one there. But yeah, the 430 is the one that got it for us there. Good amount of damage. Yeah, he got top experience too. I could have reset the cap, but I would have definitely died. Alright, so let me... What else do I have to double here? I've already doubled... Wrong here. I've already doubled the AMX M4. I'll play the Nash horn. the stir meal here. Slapping the side of my PC. That might work. I could go see if it works on my second PC over here. I could finally install. I haven't put in my GTX 680 that I took out of this PC. I could install and stream from there. That it would actually work for World of Warplanes. But again, that would take me. It's too much time. I had to schedule a bunch of stuff today before Ryan gets home. Nice to see you again, Andrew. Have a nice one. I think this solely, from reading about the problem I have with World of Warplanes, it's something down to Wargaming. How they basically region lock some of their clients. For whatever reason, when it doesn't allow you to load the garage or hangar in World of Warplanes completely, it thinks you're trying to play the game from outside the US or something. It's a localization problem to where the last patch they put out probably broke it for some people somehow. I don't really get it, especially because I just did a fresh install. to where the game works 100% fine. Like, I can see it, I can hear all the sounds and everything in the background. It doesn't like time out and freeze. It just comes down to the game basically thinking it's not supposed to load the client or something. It's just something stupid, but again, you know, I'm gonna try to fix it, but we'll play World of Warships otherwise. I haven't played that game in a while, so it'll be fun. Does my team push that hard, which if they win it, good. Unfortunately for me though, I kind of set up here to take shots there. I'm definitely getting myself a little bit further out than I should here. I'm gonna try to take one shot and not get hit. Hellcat, sorry. I did not want to block you there, but I don't want to stay out here too long. Okie dokie. Don't have shots there. Let's fall down here. But being on the north side of Swamp, I'm inclined to. I don't know why my nose is getting itchy here. They should have that T-25 too. I can't save you M12, sorry. Being on the north side of Swamp, I'm more inclined to play it aggressive in this. We're up by 7. I can get a shot on the Zudes eventually. They should be able to kill the T-25. The M12 just drowned himself. Should be able to overmatch him. Whether or not I actually get a hit is another thing though. Awesome. Even set him on fire. Our guy's not doing bad. They got the T-25 too. Not too many shots here. Only hit people 2 times. 1,000 damage, but this is the best you could hope for when our team's literally blowing them out. See it almost every time as far as the win percentage on Swamp. It's very imbalanced. I think they have a reworked video of it up for World of Tanks 1.0 coming in March. I don't remember exactly how they changed it though. I could be wrong though. They might have not shown this yet, but it'll be interesting to see how they fix it. I personally think, like, if you look at the map, the cap used to be here and here. The map was different though. Like, it was more open here and there are, I guess, ridges. But the map was originally designed to where your team spawned on this side, and if I forget whether it was here or here, but I believe you spawned here, to where the map does play more you know, that way instead of where you spawn now. So that's the problem with this map right now, is they did change it. It made it a little bit better, but I don't think it made it that much better in the grand scheme of things. But that's why they're having a hard time balancing the 2 different sides against one another, because originally the spawn and the cap spots were in different areas. But at least we got a W here. Top 4 damage. As far as 1,000, yeah, their team, unfortunately, just being on the southern side just screwed them. I'll play one more match here. You know, I kind of wanted to. I think it's, no, I got the RU. Why don't I'll pick a tank I haven't really played a little bit at tier 10. Let's see. I kind of want to go for like a heavy or something. I haven't played in a while. Oh no, I play the PZ7 here. But this is going to be my last match for today's stream. I will be back again tonight, like I said, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for World of Warplanes or World of Warships. Unless I find some miracle, more likely than not, it's going to be World of Warships. So I'll see some of you guys then. My next stream though for tanks will be Thursday morning. If anyone does want a platoon though, you know, just feel free to message me Thursday in game, and I'll platoon, you know, for the first half of that stream. Levi he looks pretty cute right now. Unfortunately, I can try to bring up his I was all tabbed. His webcam, but I don't think you can really see him. He's behind my chair back here. How the hell? How did he see me? You were just sleeping, dog. Guess I should actually click into the client. How'd you see me? Your eyes were closed. Well, you know, I don't disagree. I like playing World of Warplanes, you know, over ships, because it's a little bit more fast-paced, but if the game's not letting me play, can't play it. I'm not going to bash my head against the wall for several hours to get it to work when reinstalling a game should fix it, and that didn't do it, so... But that's the risk, you know, I kind of run to where, since I have a, you know, basically 6 games a week that could be the selections, I do have to like switch OBS settings and make sure the games are updated and work and stuff, to where, you know, you do run into problems like this. Yep, he knows exactly where to hit me, so I'm gonna straighten out here. I should, nope. Maybe, yeah. I shouldn't have stopped. I should have kept pushing, because the Grill 15 is, you know, punch straight through. And say I should have enough backup to where they can support me here. I'll have to double check, but unfortunately the Grill shot definitely was not intended. E100 had fired 1 heat shell to where he can punch through my turret here with heat. Trying not to get hit mainly. I'm hoping I can sneak in a shell. Even like the T-57 can... yeah, Girl 15 is shooting HE now. Like even the T-57, if he loads up heat, he can clip me. Yeah, here comes the gold. Yeah, like I'm not doing anything with my PC. Like I'm not changing, like all my other games work. Like where when I saw World of Warplanes wouldn't load up, I checked tanks and ships right away. It's something with that game specifically. Like I'm not changing my PC settings because I don't want to break anything. I'm just going to try to fiddle around with a couple other fixes I could do, like clearing a few things, but yeah. I can pen him with APCR, it's just... Let's actually just hit him with HE one more time. I was kind of hoping, you know, that they could hit him from behind, but that's not the case. Like the Badger and the E3 have bigger problems to worry about further south, but unfortunately we lost the north. Yeah, hey guys, you know what you're getting on here. Or you probably don't know, but everyone knows where this E50M's going because he's still not stopping. I really should get that. There's, you know, the mod that blocks that from happening. I don't know how it stops it, whether it like blacklists them automatically for you, but I should get that because that's beyond annoying. But our team, unfortunately I'm on a team that we're gonna get blown out here, but outside of me heading north in the beginning, nothing else I could have done here, because I've always, you know, I've tried to keep my gun firing and I've tried to tank a few shots here or there, and it's just, you know, it's one of those matches to where, you know, unfortunately you're on the losing side. This is not going to work out very well. Yeah. Unfortunately, like the PZ7, it's a good tank. However, you know, there are spots to where when you're side scraping, that's where the T57 hit me first. The Grill 15, you know, he was shooting slightly down to where he either penned me here, possibly on a lower plate given his pen, but there are a couple spots on the turret people can punch through. But with the amount of gold, if you're against tier 10 only, you have to play it a little bit safer. But, you know, unfortunately here, we just got blown out. So, but, you know, anyway, I'm going to probably stick to the end here. Possibly see where exactly they penned me for some of those shots. But, you know, I'll be back tonight for World of Warplanes or World of Warships. You might see, you know, if I do have time after the stuff I got to do today, you know, you might see a couple videos about the test server again for tanks that I haven't kind of covered, like the tier 9 and tier 8s. But, you know, otherwise I'll be back tonight. Hey, Ryan and I, we have to look at, I think, 2 or 3 more places, because we're not doing our wedding, you know, at our restaurant. We want to, you know, we don't want it to be a job, basically. We have a few more places we have to schedule to look at, so I gotta get on that. Yay. But, you know, thanks again for watching, guys. Thank you very much for the tips. I think it was Scud, Labobo, Grigsby, Joe Biden. I think, yeah. Yeah, thanks again, guys, for the tips. And also for the new subscriptions as well. But yeah, top 3 damage there, but yeah, we just got overwhelmed there. Battle hits. Yeah, as far as, you know, he bounced off of my turret, but T57, that's the main weak spot people are shooting when you're side scraping, which, if you like the PZ7, the new Object 705 basically is the PZ7 with armor is a little bit better, gun is a little bit more fickle because of the worse accuracy, but it doesn't have this side weak spot. Yeah, the Grill, he penned me through the lower plate, HE in the turret. This guy penned me, yeah, basically right through there, which this is actually spaced armor, to where he penned me through this spaced armor, because I'm 90% sure that space armor there, he can't see it too well, and then into the turret behind it, and then yeah, kind of another heat, or no, that was an HE shell there. No, that was actually heat, because it shows up as HEAP there. I forget, pretty sure it's heat. But anyway, yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. It was a, you know, it was a fun battle at the end here, even though we lost. I actually kept bouncing off of him shooting angled here. For anyone, you know, I did have someone ask me again about this mod. I don't typically use mods, but I do think, you know, it's a nice addition to the stream, being able to see certain things. It's basically just called, you can see down here, Battle Hits. It's an Aslan's mod pack. You might be able to find it alone as well, standalone. It is hard to find in the list. It's, you know, with the garage mods and stuff like that. You just have to really keep an eye out for it. But anyway, thanks again for watching. You know, thanks again for, you know, the tips and the new subscriptions and follows and stuff. I'll be back tonight. Have a very nice day. See you guys around.